The Fizz has gone for 5 in this, so that's 17 he's gone for. Only one and a bit overs going around the wicket this time. He was player of the match in the second match against the Windies, which Bangladesh won by 5 wickets, taking 4 for. But this opening pair like what they see from the Fizz so far. Correct down the ground, and that's gone all the way.
It's a maximum for Shai Hope, and it's a maximum that has brought him his 50. 54 now from 50 deliveries, and he just goes from strength to strength, Shai Hope. He's hungry for runs. Every innings he's impressed. Didn't get all of that, but the straight hits, of course, John, here in Malahide aren't that excessive, and it just crept over the boundary. But he's played beautifully for his 54 to date, and he's been a pleasure to watch throughout this series.
He really has. Scores of 170, 109, 20, 87, and now past his half-century. He is a man in form, and the Windies supporters will be delighted to see him playing so well ahead of the World Cup at the end of the month. Should go back for 2 here. Outfield like just a little slippy with the spits and spots and rain we've had over the last hour or so.
And that's the end of the 18th, 105 for none.
Warm welcome to the fans of both Bangladesh and the West Indies. We really hope that you'll have a fantastic
In the West Indies morning, put into bat. Shai Hope on 56, Ambrose on 47. Past the century mark now after 18 overs.
And of course, 2 batsmen in great form here right throughout this series, and again just showing it here, some exquisite shots that in particular taken off leg stump out of the ground. And it's been the placement, quality of the stroke play. And again, it's just symptomatic of two batsmen in great form. And they've taken the West Indies to a great start. There's been a fresh energy about them in particular.
There's the bowling figures. Mustafizur really has been thumped. 25 from just 2 overs. And that last over, he went for 4. And a 6, which took hope to his half-century. Wasn't a bad start between Mortaza and Saifuddin. They first 5 or 6 overs in their spell, and the West Indies just a little worried. And since then, these two have started to open up the shoulders and put the feet on the accelerator and take themselves past the century.
Well, the one set of bowling figures that struggle there is the Fizz. 2 overs for 25, but even the way they've worked spin around the place, of course, no Shakib here today. John, those different angles, regulation finger spin, which is that bit easier.
Yeah, if you're just joining us, no Shakib Al Hassan in the Bangladesh lineup today. He made a half-century against Ireland the other day across the road in Clontarf, but he did have an injury, and coming up to reach that half-century, he required physio on the ground to his back. Managed to carry on to get his half-century before he retired hurt. Obviously, we'll try to get to that particular mark, but they're not going to risk him today. So Shakib Al Hassan out. Rubal Hassan played the other day. He's also out. Abid Jayed, and he was the man who was man of the match. Took 5 for it against Ireland. He also misses out today.
I'm sure he's not happy with that. Did a good job against Ireland in only his second ODI. 5 wickets for him. That's an extraordinary shot. Don't know what he was trying to do.
You calling that
there.
a shot? It's very strange.
A bit of a scoop there from him. 2 minds, Ambrose. He was just trying to get a little dab sweep and then changed his mind. Didn't look very elegant, that, John.
No, no. Like Bambi on ice. Better. There is a man out there.
Obviously not the greatest of deliveries, but a wee bit of turn there for Shabir. Which there hasn't been a huge amount of in this series. The pitches largely have been very, very good.
Good for batting. It's going to fall short. It's the one hop.
And again, that's the sort of ball as a batsman you can think maximum, but Hope still believes he's got to build. Well played by him. Knew exactly what he was doing there. So easy to hole out, probably the furthest part of the ground today.
Remember, it's too shy of his 50. They're going to push for the second, will they? And it's a good stop on the boundary, so they're going to cruise through. And Sonny Lambris, who's in terrific form with the bat, having replaced John Campbell at the top of the order for the West Indies, reaches a milestone for him. Another 50 off just 60 deliveries. Both have now gone past their half-century. Good batting, Sonny Lambris.
Played very well, these two. Again, Ambrose in a rich vein of form. Big scores in this tournament, and this pair have forged a very good partnership. And I sense that might be 4 more, John. Loose delivery from Sabir, not a very good ball at all. Squirted off a thick outside edge, but it was meat and drink out there. Yes, indeed.
First time in the series we're getting music to boundaries. A little Boston more than a feeling, as that ball flew away to the boundary. Fizz couldn't cut that off. Take a single off that. 113 without loss. 114 without loss.
Next one, sorry.
Oh, we alluded to the fact that Pubg is not playing today. He took 5 for 58 in the last match against Ireland. It's Bangladesh's first 5-wicket haul in ODIs in over 3 years since the Fizz's 5 for 34 against Zimbabwe in Dhaka in November 2015. He'll be feeling a little aggrieved to be sitting on the sidelines, perhaps, especially the way these two are batting.
Batted exceptionally well and really have coasted with ease to 115, not even in the 20th over. So we'll now as a team be looking for a score well in excess of 300, which throughout this tournament and again throughout all international cricket as we move into a World Cup, one doesn't know really where a par score is on a half reasonable pitch.
He won't stop that. Straight past the bowler's outstretched arm, crashed down the ground for 4. Shea Hope is looking in imperious form out there. What a thump. And umpire Reynolds had to take evasive action.
I'd say umpire Reynolds was thinking for a moment. Ooh. Lucky man there. Of course, you see umpires these days wearing arm guards, arm shields. These players with these
might have had a
bats.
box in there, actually.
Well,
that was close.
You would consider it. I think what's happening here, John, is Hope is lining up Fizz. He's really struggled. None for 30 of 2.3 overs so far. Confidence will be down. And he's looking to cash in here. Tough time so far for Fizz. That's another example. Just thinking runs at the moment. Hope nearly in a sense premeditating there. Sometimes this can be a premeditated decision between two players. As a bowler you look to attack with greater venom, and the Fizz is feeling the heat at the moment.
Yeah, you just wonder how long they're going to persist with him. He really has been thumped around the ground. 31 he's conceded so far. Make that 32. And 3 to that. He's going to roll all the way for 4.
Real struggle at the moment, just eased around there from Ambrose. Extraordinary looking shot again, but with 45 in the circle, it's on.
Just had so much time to play the shot. That was the one thing about that. He just waited and waited and just flipped it around the corner.
It's really like a naked aggression here from the West Indies. In a sense, surprising Bangladesh a wee bit. And that's probably going to be a wide, and indeed it is. Paul Reynolds pushing to the assistance of Richard Kettleborough. Isaac Gross. Again, maybe a measure of where the bowler is just at this point in time. Already conceded 36 runs, and he still has to complete his third over. So tough times for the Fizz.
Spits and spots of rain are back. We can see supporters out of shot there. One or two umbrellas are up.
Come on.
He finally gets one past the bat to end the 20th. 125 without loss.
Come on.
20 overs have now been bowled. The West Indies 125 without loss.
Very good start from the Windies, having been put into bat. 125 without loss. Now after 20, Shai Hope on 62, Sonny Lambris on 59. Pretty much going toe to toe. Look at that. If you get 8 and over from here, that would be a big score. Still a long way to go. But the Windies will be happy, Tino.
Absolutely. Look at my good friend Shane Dorridge. He looks like he's absolutely freezing. It's like drizzle. But look.
Soft day here, as we've been discussing. Soft today.
Oh, look at poor Shane. Oh, he's absolutely freezing his little butt off. They call him Short Man. Good little keeper. But yeah, West Indies in a good start once again, but I'll tell you what, I would love to see
Tries to catch it. Well, it was nearly we catching it there in the commentary box. That's gone for a straight one. Second 6 of the innings, and Hope has got both of them.
more like fetching for sure. Too full. Marajan beautifully played by Shai Hope. And I think they're going to call the covers on. It's gotten very heavy here.
Yeah, it's going to be a break for rain, sadly. Hopefully it won't be too long. It's just been getting a little bit heavier out there, so the ground staff here ready with the covers. We had one match abandoned, Ireland against Bangladesh, but this is the first interruption we've had actually for rain. West Indies on 131 without loss in the 21st over.
Yes, indeed. I think it doesn't look dark. This looks a little hazy. Doesn't look a lot of rain cloud around. Hopefully it eases up. Back on, good start from the Windies. I was trying to get to the point that even though the West Indies have had a brilliant start, 131 without loss, I would still like to see a guy like Darren Bravo get in there and get some runs and get some confidence going into the World Cup. I know that after this Tri Nations series, the West Indies still have 3 warm-up games before they play their first game in the World Cup. I would like to see him get some runs under his belt. He's going to be very critical for the Windies. Darren Bravo, they're just pulling the covers on.
Yeah, they're not using the roll-on covers so far. It's just a big tarpaulin at the moment. Put some coverage on the pitch just to look after it. 131 without loss. Shai Hope on 68 and Sonny Lambris on 59. We're off for rain for the moment.
Has it been good going for the Bangladeshis? Not a wicket at all. Taza Safaddin little expensive. And the face, oh, not one of his best days. It's cold, it's wet, and the ball hasn't been going in the Bangladesh court at all.
So for the moment, the players are off because of rain. West Indies 131 without loss. We're in the 21st over. West Indies being put into bat after Bangladesh won the toss. We will be back shortly when we have more news of a resumption.